Righto, Talio, and it's good to be back, baby. I'm back in town. Now, there's one thing I wanted to talk about for a couple of weeks, and that's the new XPS 13, the white one, that will be released start of next year at CES. What do we know about it? So I'll leave a link in the description to the Verge website where they just have a hands-on, and also I'll leave a link to a video from Hot Hardware, I think it is, and they have a hands-on video as well. Now, what do we know about this new XPS 13? Well, one thing I know is it looks spectacular. It looks gorgeous. I know the white is not for everybody. There may be a black model as well. I'm talking about the interior. When you open it up, it has white bezels, has a white keyboard, and it's not made out of carbon fiber this time. It is actually made out of woven glass. So you can sort of say it's probably like fiberglass, but fiberglass isn't woven. Now, this is because painting carbon fiber, it's not going to be as durable as, say, this sort of woven glass finish here. So it is what it is, and it's also gold on the lid and the exterior, so it's got like a two-tone thing going on. I think it looks fantastic. The power brick's white, the cable's white, and you even get an included adapter that is also white. Usually when a new laptop's coming out, so you can imagine it'll come in the first quarter 2018, usually what you would say now is do not buy the XPS 13, but in this case I think the current XPS 13 may be better for some people, including probably me. I mean, I know I do love this white one. It looks fantastic, but I can see with the port situation, it has 3 Thunderbolt 3s or 3 USB-Cs. It may only have one Thunderbolt 3 and the other 2 might be USB-C. Whatever configuration it is, we don't know yet, but let's just say it has 3 USB-Cs and it has micro SD. Now for me, micro SD, although it is better than nothing, it's virtually useless to me. Like, I know like GoPros use micro SD in some cameras and that, but pretty much everything I use personally would be a full-size SD card, and I think that's the truth with most people. So this XPS 13 is supposed to be thinner and lighter. So if you probably asked Dell why they don't have USB-A or USB 3 or full-size SD card, they will probably say that because they're going thinner and lighter that they can't actually put it on the laptop. No, I don't know if I believe that, but one thing I think is for sure, and I am speculating here, but this has got to have a new motherboard. So this is the motherboard that will be used for the next few years, and it will have a new chipset. So the Thunderbolt might be built into the chipset. Let's hope that's the case, because at the moment pretty much all your Thunderbolt 3 connections on your laptop are actually controlled by another chip. The Thunderbolt 3 isn't actually controlled by the actual Intel chipset. This one here, it's probably got a new motherboard, which means new chipset, and let's hope that means that Thunderbolt 3 is built into that chipset. It's going to have the 8th generation CPUs in it, so we're talking quad core here. I doubt it has a dedicated GPU. I doubt it's like the Surface Book. It looks too thin and light to have a dedicated GPU, but having a quad core is just game changing because it makes this viable for doing video editing and Photoshop and stuff like that. Some of the heavy duty stuff that you probably wouldn't want to do on a 13-inch dual core, you'll be able to do on this one. Now, what else do we know about this laptop? You can see underneath the Dell logo on the bottom bezel of the screen, you can see that the webcam is in the middle now. So it used to be on the left hand side, so it still looks up at you, which is, well, where else are they going to put it with thin bezels like that? But at least it's in the center now, so that's an improvement. So it should have a new keyboard, should have 4 times Thunderbolt 3 ports, so it should have maybe multiple Thunderbolt 3 ports there. It's sort of future-proofed in that way. I think it looks fantastic. Lighter, thinner, that all sounds good. But in saying all this, if you remember when the 2016 MacBook Pro came out, people didn't like it. They didn't like, had no ports, no SD card slot and that. And then all of a sudden, the 215 model that had all those ports just went up in price, went up in value. If you wanted to get one secondhand, it would cost you more. They sold out like hotcakes because everybody was buying the 215 model because they didn't want the new model because it didn't have all the ports. Now, I'm not saying that will be the deal here, but if you can get 8th generation quad-core CPUs in the current XPS 13, which has all the ports you want, has the full-size SD card slot, has Thunderbolt 3 over USB-C, and it has USB-A 3.0, well, maybe that model will suit you more, the current model. Me personally, I'm a little bit torn. You know, having an SD card slot is important to me, and also having normal USB is important. At least they include the dongle. I guess that's some consolation there, and it does look gorgeous, so maybe I might go, who cares, you know, I'll have to just deal with it, because I'm getting used to using dongles now anyway when I've been using this MacBook Pro 13-inch. So it is what it is. It is annoying. Let me know in the comments what you think. Which one would you get? Would you get the current one that still has 8th generation CPUs and has all the ports, or would you wait to get this gorgeous white one, new, thinner, lighter? I guess their thinking also is that this motherboard has got to last 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it is, and maybe in 3 years' time, you know, USB-A, like no one would even care about it anymore. And I guess if they put USB-A on this motherboard here, well, that sort of pegs them into a corner for the next few years, that they can't swap that over for a USB 3.1. So maybe that's the situation. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, but it looks killer. I love the white. I know it's not for everybody. Let me know if you like the white and the gold lid there. But anyway, thanks for watching. Till next time, tally ho.